I'm now going to finish off sanding the headstock in preparation for putting the mother of pearl inlay in and drilling the holes for the tuning machines. I've got a set square here and I like to use this. It's nice size, and I'm going to put some sandpaper on the edge of that and just sand the edges up to the pencil lines. Okay, done. Right, let's get the mother of pearl inlay set on here. First of all, we're going to position the mother of pearl inlay on the headstock, and once we're happy with that, we're going to spray this with the primer paint, which will provide a nice little outline. Now the paint's dried, what I'm going to do is just scribe around the edge of the inlay just to give us a really well defined edge, because sometimes you get a little bit of overspray that goes underneath the inlay. As you take it away, I've scribed around the edge, as you take it away you see how much the overspray in certain areas goes under. So where I've scribed it here, we're just going closer to the edge of the inlay so we can route this out properly in the first go. Otherwise we'd underdo it and it'd be too tight, we'd have to go back, and then it gets a little bit messy. I've cut a piece of wood around to surround the top of the headstock so that the routing tool won't roll off as we're doing the routing. I've set the depth of the routing tool to just under the thickness of the inlay, which is 1.3 millimeters, so this is set to a little bit over 1 mil, 1.2. Ready to go. Almost done. I've just got the little point of the mother of pearl inlay that I'm going to cut out with a scalpel, because the routing tool is a little bit too wide for that. So that, because that's gone into the back, it's gone in there. You can feel it, see it's gone in. There's something stopping it, but it's not going in down here. That tip will go in here. And it's just catching here, and if we look, actually find that it's just a little bit tight there, just that little bit there, just a little bit tight. So I'm going to use a little piece of sandpaper to sand that out. Just going round and sanding off along where the router's been. You get some irregularities, just give a nice smooth edge so that when you put the pearl in it just looks neat and tidy. And if you slightly overcut it, if it's neat, it doesn't bring attention to the cut. Right, that's just about it. We just checked that it's going to fit in. It just wants to go in there, and it's not too tight. If it's too tight, you'll snap the pearl, but it's just going to fit in comfortably. I'm just going to sand off the paint, because we don't want any paint on, because that will react with the glue and give the glue a white colour, which we don't want, and then pop a load of glue in and stick that in place. So I'm quite confident that that's going to be okay. So I'm just going to put some medium super glue in, plenty of it, because it'll ooze out as we stick it in. So let's bomb that in and quickly and ease it in, blop, and you see the glue coming out. That's very hard to see, but it's actually seated in quite nicely. And don't overpress it, because otherwise it'll be below the surface, and we just want to be able to have just enough to sand off at the end of the process. So we're just going to let the glue dry for a few hours, then we can sand that down, and that will be the inlay completed. That's just about it. Let's drill some holes for some tuning machines. We're now going to position the tuning machines in the headstock. There's two considerations here. One consideration is we want the strings to be as straight as possible coming through the nut, which means the tuning machine wants to be as high up the headstock as possible. But also the tuning machines, as they go up, or this shape of headstock, will start to meet. So we need to make sure that they don't do that. With this in mind, the centres of the tuning machines are 11 millimetres from the edge, and then they're spaced 35 millimetres apart. This leaves plenty of space for turning the tuning machines. I've set up the little drill press here, so we're going to drill a pilot hole first, and then we'll progress up to larger drill sizes.